before we start this tutorial, I want to just give you a heads up on what I'm using here for software. I will be using the Adobe Photoshop CC Creative Cloud, which is the same version as the, as far as I know, the same version as the Adobe Photoshop C6. I've used both, and they both work the same. I don't see any difference in them. One is one that you pay for monthly online, which is what I do. I love that you can use any of the Adobe stuff online. You download it, of course. You have all their programs available for you once you become a member. I just think that's fantastic. Saves me a lot of money and hassle with having to buy new software every year that they come up with new software. So I want to give you a heads up as to what software I'm using, what version of Mac I'm using. You can see that here, version 10.9.1. This is my processor and my memory. Gives you an idea of what I'm using on my iMac. When I tell you how to use a command, or I tell you how to use a key, or how to click something, I'll be saying control or command click. I'll say command control click, control command click, click with the command or control button. I hope I'm not confusing. What I'm trying to do is let people know that if you're a Windows user, you click the control button and do your movements and do your clicking. With the Mac, you click on the the command button. Okay? So, but on the Mac, I know you have both the command and the control button to worry about it. So I hope that doesn't confuse you. But I'm talking to both Windows users and Apple users at the same time for this tutorial. So when I say the command button, I'm talking to the Apple users. When I say the control button, I'm talking to you Windows users. Hope that clears it up a little bit for you guys. And thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed this tutorial. And that's my dog snoring, not me. He's on my lap, sleeping once again. The dog always has to be on my lap. If his mom's not home, she's at school, he's got to be up here, snuggled up in my lap. And he cut some serious saw over here, man. He's like doing a whole factory of wood over here, snoring. Alright guys, hope you enjoyed the tutorial. Thanks for watching. Alright. This is going to be a recording tutorial using QuickTime. And for Photoshop, I've had a couple requests for people to know how I do my digital retouch for the photography I do. I take all my own photographs, but also I may not be the best shot in the world, but I am pretty good at going to Photoshop and making things look a whole lot better. Just the picture that the client chose for her yearbook, so it needs to be retouched. It needs to be, obviously it's too washed out. So I'm going to fix this. Now I may or may not leave the background as is. A lot of times I will cut the person out of the picture, put a shadow behind the person to get some pull between the background and the subject. May not need to do this time. It's already we got two levels of blur here, of focus here. You can see it's a lot more blurry here, less blurry here, and even less blurry here, and even less blurry here. So I may not need to pull anything out of that. I may do it though because I may want the background to be darker, and I may want to change this wall right here, make it not so washed out. But the only place to start is by starting. So I'm going to start by retouching the face. And I'm going to change all my curves and all of my lighting and all that stuff after I do my retouch. And you can see why I do it afterwards as we go along. Oh, also, this is the size of a 8x10 photograph. And normally I start 8x10. I pulled this picture in already, and the client came and looked at it, and using the guidelines that they had set up for the school, we can see that the picture needs to be put over here, this black color right here. I'm going to go ahead and label this. I label all my layers so it doesn't get confusing. This is the yearbook cutout. Okay. And this white one is the same thing. I don't really need it anymore. Let me throw that away. Alright. So when I click on the eyeball to make it visible, make this layer visible, as you can see that this is the actual image that we're going to use for the yearbook. What I'm going to do is crop this, but I'm going to start with the bigger image first and work my way down. Okay? So I crop using C. The crop tool's right here on the left. And C on the keyboard for shortcut. Drag and pull. Now this is Photoshop, the latest version of Photoshop, and you will notice that my crop tool is different. Let me show you why. If you go up here to settings, see this little button right here? That's for settings. Click on that. And if you click on use classic mode or unclick it, it goes back to the standard, the new mode today. I don't like it. I like the old school version, so I always use click classic mode. And that way I just drag and drop the area I want cropped and double click and it's done. Okay? But I've kept this yearbook cutout over here because the actual size for the yearbook is going to be that. And I'm going to go ahead and do the whole photograph just for the purpose of this tutorial. Also, I may go ahead and print that out as a 4x6 for the client as well. So you can see here 4x6. It's here we go. If I drag this down to 4, you guys know how to do that, right? You just, let me show you that. Point on the ruler spot up here. Oh yeah, and Control or Command R is the rulers. My rulers are gone. If you want your rulers to be visible, Command or Control R brings the rulers back. So you take a little arrow, click on the ruler, and drag down, still holding the mouse button in. Now if you want it to go to the actual number, you hold down Shift. See, you hold down Shift and it will, oh, I'm stuck here now, and it will stick to it. And it sticks to the 4-inch mark, okay? Oh, sorry. Sorry about that. I meant 6. Alrighty then. I'm going to click on the Shift, hold down Shift, and see how it snaps to the grid there? So I'm at 6. I'm going to let it go. And so what I'll end up doing is probably making a picture of this for the client, 4x6. They've already ordered a bunch of prints from me of other pictures that we did a whole photo shoot. So what they'll end up getting is a crop picture of a 4x6 like that from me, okay? As well as the yearbook picture, which is, this is the dimensions for the yearbook. And I will just simply crop it out when I'm done. Alright, but for the sake of the tutorial, I'm going to go ahead and do the whole picture, and we'll worry about cropping it later. Do you guys know how to get rid of the guidelines up top? The green lines there, you go to View, and you come down to Guides, Clear Guides, and get rid of it, okay? Alright, let's zoom in. I do all of my work zoomed in, guys. And you'll see why when we start working on this picture. You're going to see why it's important to zoom in and why I like to zoom in rather than work out. I zoom in, do the work, and zoom out to check it. Okay, so we're actually going to get really close. I might have mentioned this on another tutorial earlier, is that a lot of times it's important to choose the picture you want, and once you've chosen the picture you want, pull it into Photoshop and zoom in and see what it looks like. Because a lot of times a picture will look better from far away, and you'll look at it and say, yeah, I can use this picture. And you get into Photoshop and bam, it's blurry. For example, here, let me show you another picture over here. I love this picture right here. I'm going to use this picture too. She's chosen this picture as one of her pictures she wants me to fix. It's going to be a nice fix because you can see the background's already got that nice noise and blur to it, and she's really popping from the scene really well. But if you look on let's see if I find one here. Well, that's kind of washed out, but I'm looking for one. Let me go over here to this section over here. Here we go. These pictures, of course, if you actually, let me take all these pictures right here. Hope you guys don't mind. I'm going to stop and do an extra tutorial for you guys. And we're going to look at these two right here. And they actually started, these guys started, I'll show you what size they started at. Okay, you see how big they are right now. Command or Control T brings up the transform, and we're going to lock the ratio and drag it down so it's smaller. Just so you can see an idea, okay? This was one of the pictures we thought about using for the yearbook, but she decided to go with the other one. I'm going to make it the size of 8 by 10 so you guys can see what I'm talking about. Click on, once you got it to where you want it, click on OK. And give it a second to recalculate that. Alright, so I pulled these pictures straight in from my camera. I pulled them in here, and you can see if I show you the other layer, there's two nice pictures. These are great pictures. They both look good, right? And especially when you pull them from another screen, which I work on 2 or 3 screens, so I pulled them from another screen into here. They look like perfect pictures. Now I'm going to show you something. What happens? I'm actually gonna make this picture smaller, and so I'm gonna have to work in close. Look at that. It's blurry. You guys see what I'm saying? A lot of times you think a picture is good, but when you pull it in close, it's already blurry. Now you can't work with that, and actually you could end up making that look like it's your soft glow on the picture, but it's a lot more work. Let me show you this difference here. Look at that, crystal clear. That's a beautiful picture right there. So that's why it's important when you, at least what I found out with clients is I sit down with the client and we choose the pictures they want, but I also pull them into Photoshop so they can actually see if they actually work. So they go home, I start working, I'm like, well, I can't use this picture, it's too blurry. And the client's really upset. Why can't you use that picture? I like that picture. So it's important to make sure you pull it into Photoshop and make sure that you can use them. All right. Now back to our yearbook picture here. All right. All right. We are going to zoom in, but before we do, we need to duplicate this layer right here. So come over here to the layer, right click, go to duplicate layer, and you can type in whatever you want there. I always type in start, enter. Okay, and it's still, as you can see, because the duplicate is also still a smart layer. Smart layers are important, and I do use smart layers, but not for a digital retouch on this particular instance. I usually change this into a rasterized layer. Now, for some reason, every time you if I dragged another picture into Photoshop right now to make a new layer, it automatically makes it into a smart layer. It does have some benefits of that, and there are tutorials for that out there. I'm not going to talk about that today. So for us, what we need to go to the layer again, right click again, and we're going to go to rasterized layer and click, and it brings that little doohickey is gone now. See? So now it's a regular layer, and we can start our digital retouch. So we're going to zoom in pretty close, and there's a difference between zooming in here and zooming in here. Now the difference is when you get out here, it's hard to see a lot of these other small blemishes, but I'm the perfectionist that likes to get really inside here, really close, and to make sure that we get all the blemishes really good. Now you can see the discolorations in the pixels really well. Okay, now for the tool I use, that's important because I'll take a tool over here and instead of just doing a circle around this one right here, actually let me just demonstrate that, guys. Go over here to the healing tool here, click and hold down, and I'm going to choose spot healing brush tool. Now if we were zoomed out normally, in fact let me show you that real quick. Control minus and control plus brings it in, takes it out. Zoom in and zoom out. So if we were out of the pixels and we saw a little dot right there, okay, we would make our healing brush tool just bigger than the actual blemish right there. And then all we do is click on it. So put it right over it and click. Alright, now that looks great, okay? For any purposes, that'd be fine. But I'm such a perfectionist that I know that if I zoom in here, sure, look at that. Still is that discoloration there. And if you're trying to smooth the skin out, all those discolorations are going to cause a problem for that way, the visual appearance of it and the overall composition. So instead of just using the healing brush tool, the healing spot tool, which we will use that in another instance, but for now, in the large area of skin, I like to use the patch tool. And the patch tool is one where you can just draw around the blemish. Anywhere there is a discoloration, it forms a pattern, and you're going to click and drag that into the smooth area. Look at that, it's all gone. Okay? So either way you look at it, we're going to zoom out, control minus. Okay. Control D. Whenever I say control, it's also command. Okay. I have a Windows type keyboard right now and I'm using it on Mac, so it's control for me. But for you guys, it's command as well. It could also be control too. You can go into the settings on Mac and change it if you're used to using the Windows options. So command or control D gets rid of your little marching ants selection, and you can see it's nice and smooth in there. Okay. Well, let's zoom back in. Let's just keep working on it. I don't know how much of this I'm going to actually show you guys, but I'll try to show you a lot of how I do it, so you guys can see how detailed of work I like to do. J, I tried to teach you the shortcuts too. J is also for the healing brush tool, which the top one's the patch tool. That's the one we're using right now. And I see the spot right here, so I'm going to take that, drag it to a smooth area, and it's gone. See this red blemish right here? I'm going to take that, drag it there, it's gone. I like to work in an area, move away from it, and then come back to it again. Now I'm going to show you how to do the wrinkles in a minute, but for now let's just get rid of this little freckle thing right here. We'll come back and get rid of these wrinkles separately. And this is probably a little quicker than going around and clicking all these little spaces, zooming in really close and clicking on all of them. I'm used to this tool, so I am pretty quick at it. But just take your time, go through it, get all the pieces you need. And that's not me making the noise, that's my dog snoring. Just keep working. Connection lost. Oh, I forgot to turn that off. Sorry, guys. It's off now. Just keep working. We'll come back for the wrinkle later, so I don't want to get too much into that spot. Get all of these area right here. See this big red spot that I was working on earlier? Let's get rid of that by going dragging into the light spot. Steal some more here. A little bit more here. See, it's almost all gone. I don't do perfect circles. I think I've told you that before. The reason is because it gets a better sampling of how you want to blend the picture. Sometimes you could just drag pretty close, miss some of it. Sometimes you can't. Sometimes you have to drag far away to get it to get rid of those extra colors. And sometimes you can do it relatively close. And get rid of all these marks right here. I'm gonna leave this for a minute, come back to it. Okay, just drag this over. See some more spots down here. If you want to add to a selection, it's just like the regular selection choices. You can press Shift, add to the selection, make it bigger. Also, you can press Alt to make it smaller. So cut this piece off right here that's too big. But once again, I don't need to be that technical with it, but I was just showing you it works the same way as a regular selection tool. And sometimes you can pull it 2 or 3 times to get a different outcome. Now I just dragged my finger across that because the dog stretched and kicked my hand. So, and he's snoring. Relax, buddy. All right. So let's back that up. Control Alt and Z or Command Alt and Z. Click, drag to a new place. You get a different result. Another place right there. Sometimes you have to go over things a couple of times to get it matched up right, to get it to blend right. And move it around a little bit. See if I can see a pattern of color I missed in the reflection. And then we'll just keep going, a couple more spots here. I know you guys saw that and you're all jumping. I'm sure you wanted me to get that like right away. But see, there's still some color around the freckle there, so I want to make sure I get that too. This too. Yeah, you see, sometimes I miss it on the first time around, so I'll go around twice sometimes just to make sure I got it. Oh, I didn't know if I said that or not, but pressing the space bar gives you the hand tool. You don't have to go over here and click it every time. You can still be using the patch tool. And then if you want to move your image over, push the space bar down, click your mouse, and move your mouse. I'll show you that in a minute. Press the space bar, click the mouse, drag it over. Alright, before we go any further, let's do Command or Control D to get rid of our selection. And we'll do Command or Control minus to get it to zoom back out a little bit. And you can already, I don't know if you guys, I can already tell a huge difference. It's already looking smooth, and you can totally tell the difference when you go back to your start layer up here and make it invisible by pressing the eyeball. See the difference? Big difference, right? Okay, and we're going to keep working. I'm going to go ahead and do the forehead next, this area right here. So you saw how I did that. Press the space bar, pulls up the hand tool, and now we're going to zoom back in. Hey, before I do, I can see that there's just a couple spaces over here I'm going to get. So for now, I'm just going to grab this, pull it over, it's gone. Grab this right here, pull it over, it's gone as well. Don't know how much more I'll do to this. I can kind of see a vein right here, so I'll probably get rid of that too. I don't like the way that turned out, so Command or Control Alt and Z, and we're going to drag that to a different area. That's better. There's a little dark spot right here as well. We're going to get rid of that. Another dark spot right here. We'll get rid of that. I think I see a little freckle there. Alright, so I'm not going to zoom in that and worry about that too much. That's pretty much all I'm going to do for that. This area here is what needs to be worked on next, and I'm going to zoom in on that. So once again, press the Z button, the Z key, and drag in to zoom in. Before we do that, I can show you this little, see this hair right here? We're going to get rid of that. We don't want that in there. Now you can go ahead and use, there's two ways of doing it. I probably would go ahead and use the patch tool here. Patch tool likes to get rid of stuff like this, so I'm just going to highlight the whole thing, pull it over to a clear area, and let it go, and it gets rid of it. I'm going to take that back so you guys can see what I just did. Now, a lot of people will take the healing brush tool, so hold down the button, the left mouse button over here, click on the spot healing tool, and a lot of people will make the brush just a little bit bigger than the hair, and what they'll do is they will click and draw right over it, and it gets rid of it too. Now there's some residual right here, you see that? That's why I use the patch tool. Okay, so J is our healing brush tools. Now if you want to switch to a different healing brush tool, you can press Shift and J. So watch what happens. Gives me the other healing brush, and do it again. Gives me the patch. So Shift and J. Alright, so let's just use the patch tool to get rid of that right there. And this little line right here. And we'll get rid of the rest of that hair right there too. I'm not too worried about the rest of these hairs up here. I'm going to leave the rest of that there. Just don't like the hair going over the face too much. Let's get rid of this spot right here. And here. Space bar, push it over. Get rid of this dark spot right here. Some of these are pretty easy to get rid of because they're so large. You don't need to zoom in too far. Sorry, I keep letting go of my mouse there. It's deselecting. So just continue to work your way all over the whole thing. Get it all. See this line right here? Get rid of that. One big swoop. We'll go back and do some finishing work here. I'm going to start working a little faster to get this project going. You guys can watch the whole thing, or you can just fast forward to the next section if you want. I am going to get rid of some of these straggler hairs here as well. I will put a soft glow on this over the face so it'll blend some of those hairs out, but I won't do it too much. I want to keep it kind of natural looking, but I don't want to overdo it. Get rid of all this stuff. You guys are working to the sound of my dog snoring. Yeah, I think this is another light hair right here. Get rid of that one. Some people will ask me, why don't you just go ahead and make a big, huge circle around everything and just drag the whole thing over there. Sometimes that works and sometimes it doesn't. Now this time it worked. But you can still see there's still some pieces you have to go in and remove by hand. See these pieces right here? Sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. Like for the really big stuff, it's not going to work. Just gonna keep going back over it. No, the more you go over it, the more you pay attention to detail, the better your composition is gonna look. Your composition will look a lot better in the long run. Get all these guys out of here. See, there's more of those little white little straggler hairs. Keep dragging on the wrong part. There we go. this. Now you can see this little hair here. Now I have another trick that I use for eyebrows. I'll show you that later. But for this little piece right here, I'll probably just go ahead and grab that and drag that over, so it just makes that disappear for now. But I'll show you my trick for eyebrows in a little bit. We'll get there. Okay, forehead looks a lot better. I'm going to go ahead and get these white straggler hairs out of here. Women usually don't like that on their forehead, so I'll make those disappear as well. Look, dude, you're snoring way too loud. I'm going to have to move you over or something. You're interfering with the recording, buddy. You're tired. You're just a tired puppy, aren't you? Poor buddy's tired. Yeah, you're a good boy. Yeah, you're a good boy. This dog can sleep anywhere comfortably. I don't know how they do it. Let's grab all that. Let's see if I pull it out, what happens. What happens? All right, this is what I was talking about earlier. Look at this blurriness you get from this. Now, even if I try to choose a different area, let's take that back. Let's choose this area over here. You still get an edge here. If I take off the selection, you still get an edge here, and it looks kind of awkward. So we're going to take all that back. Just hit Command Alt Z to make all that go back the way it was, because we're going to blend it in a little differently later. Okay. So all that's back the way it was. Only other piece I'm going to get rid of is this piece right here that's sticking out. Okay. I'm not actually going to zoom in over here and see if there's any pieces I can move. Yeah, we're gonna zoom in here, and we're gonna get rid of these other pieces right here. Press J to get the patch tool back. You see these light pieces right here, almost white. We're gonna drag those over here. Get rid of those. Get rid of that. Maybe. Get rid of this. Get rid of this. Get rid of this one right here too. And this piece right here. See, this is not even why I zoom in on these other ones. I'm gonna get rid of this piece right here. Dude, seriously, you gotta stop the noise. Lord have mercy. I'm going to call this the snoring tutorial. That's my dog. That's not an 80-year-old man taking a nap in the background. That's my puppy. He's snoring because he's a little baby. Yes. Alright, back to work. Can we get rid of those pieces one at a time over here too? I'll probably stop it from blurring if I do it this way. pieces right here. We're going to zoom out and check it. Alright, Command D, get rid of that. Command minus, zoom out. Yeah, it looks a lot better. Okay. Now let's go back over here and give you the before and after look again. That's before, and that's after. Before and after. Before and after. One more time. See the difference? Big difference, right? Alright, let's head down here to the other cheek. Alright, dude, you gotta stop snoring. You're being too loud. There you go. Is that better? Are you more comfortable like that? Propped up on the pillow with the Girl Scout. Alright, zoom in here. See this hair right here? Got a hair right here. Press J. Let's go ahead and try to get rid of this before I come back and fix the wrinkle. I'm going to use another trick. I'll show you how to do this. But it'll soften all the wrinkles. You don't want to remove all the wrinkles. It'll look too plastic. But you want to soften them. We'll soften those later. Now with these ones, that's dark area, what I'll do is I'll drag it into the same dark area to match the darkness. And it kind of worked, but there's a piece right here. I'm going to zoom in more. And I'm going to get these pieces out of here. I'm having trouble with this trackball today. Kipper, everybody's gonna be mad at you for snoring in the video. I'm telling you. You're gonna give me a bad review. Yeah. Just keep going, don't even stop. Command D gets rid of that. Let's zoom back out and see what it looks like. Yep, a lot better. See a spot right here that I want to get rid of. Alright, let's see if we can get rid of this big spot right here. It's one big swoop here. Now you see what happens. What happens is it took a picture sample from over here and it brought it over here, so we don't want that. I don't want to make it one bad area with another bad area. Gives you two bad areas. So let's get rid of this bad area first, and then we'll use that as the sample area. You're just gonna keep on snoring like nobody else is in the room, huh? Hmm? You can also pull up this nice dry area over here. This area is pretty clear over here. I don't think I did the nose yet, did I? Yeah, I don't think I did. Alright, let's finish this area first. Alright, you get the move. You're too loud. You're too loud. Everybody's gonna be mad at you. You're just a little baby, aren't you? I wish you guys could see the dog. Nobody's laying on my lap right now. Oh Lord, that's worse. Dude, you're too loud. You have to go out there with your mama. You keep snoring that loud. I'm gonna have to pause the video here in a minute and get rid of the dog. He's too loud. You don't care. I wake him up and he's like, yeah, what? He's right back to snoring 2 seconds later, and he. I'm just trying to get this cheek done so I can take the dog out to his mom. You're gonna be banished, dude, from the office because you're too loud. There we go. Let's back up so I can show you that. Okay, now before when I did it, remember I pulled it over here and it brought some of those freckles down in here. Now, because I smoothed this out already, I can do a larger area. So sometimes you can do large areas right away, sometimes you can't. Sometimes it's better to start out in the small areas, get those smoothed out first, and then come back into the larger areas. Alright, moving on to the next area. There's that cheek done. Let me zoom in here and see if I can get rid of this little funny spot right here. As far as I can zoom, so go back to J. We'll pull it out one piece at a time. See if that makes a difference. Alright, dude. You're too loud. Man, you just keep snoring, don't you? I can't click here in the world. Oh. Oh. Alright. I have to take you out to your mom. That's my dog. That's not me. It's not somebody else in the room. That's my puppy. He's snoring like he's 80 years old. He's not even 2 yet. Alright, I think I got that one spot that I wasn't happy with. But that's the benefits of zooming in and zooming out. Let's zoom up and zoom back out if it's gone totally. Get rid of the marker. It's still there. Alright, this is what else we can do. I was going to show you this later, but since we're having this problem right here with this area, we're going to use the stamp tool, and that's right here. Okay, you can press S on the keyboard or click on the stamp tool right there. Okay, that brush is way too big. We want the brush to be a lot smaller, so we're going to use the bracket key. The left bracket key makes it smaller, the right bracket key makes it bigger. So we use the left bracket key to make it smaller. And up here, you have standard brush modes. Okay, opacity is set way too high. I like to work down real low opacity, like maybe 20. Okay, and here's our area right here. So we're going to take a sample over here, which is Alt key. Hold the Alt key down, click over here, and we're going to click over that nice and lightly a couple times. And what we're doing is we're taking these pixels over here and basically taking a picture of them, if you want to say, or making a stamp of them and stamping the result over here. Nothing too drastic. Let's zoom out, so Command minus the zoom out, and that's already made a big difference, hasn't it? Now there's a dark spot right here which could be causing it to also make it lighter over here. So let's go ahead and take a sample over here. Let's make our brush a little bit bigger. Right bracket twice, maybe 3 times. Take a sample over here by pressing Alt, click over there. Now click over here a few times. And I like taking samples from different places when I'm using the stamp tool. It makes it blend better, so it doesn't look like you're just copy and pasting into an area. You want it to look fake. Now, that makes a big difference, doesn't it, guys? Huge difference. And that's gone. Okay, so you can also use a stamp tool when you're doing your digital retouch. I'm going to show you more of the stamp tool later, especially when we come up here to fix this line right here, to get rid of this hair. Okay. So let's go back. We're going to do around the lip right here. Let's zoom back in. And that's going to work right there. Let's go press J again, get our tool back. Get rid of these smaller areas first. We're going to drag it over to the nice cheek that we just did that's already done. We're probably going to use a stamp tool to fix these lips here, because you see how there's that nice color here and then the color fades right here. I'm going to do a couple of tricks first, but if we end up having to use a stamp tool, I'll show you how to do that in a minute. Let's do that shape there. Alright, now remember how I told you there was a trick for wrinkles? I guess we can go ahead and do that. Maybe I should save that until we get all this done first. Just in case you zoomed ahead, I'm going to go ahead and save the wrinkles for a step all by themselves. In case you fast forward the tutorial. So let's just get rid of the rest of these marks first. And we're back. Let's get this tutorial going. Got deadlines. Okay, so where we left off. Yep. We're going to do all the wrinkles and the creases in the face at the end, right? Yeah. I'll show you something different for those. Alright, so let's keep moving. Let's get these spots out of here. The dog's sleeping in the other room now. So we got some snore-free recording, and I have no idea if I can remove that snoring from the previous audio. Alright, my trackball just froze on me again, so I got rid of the other one because I thought it was wireless, and I thought it kept freezing up on me. And the left mouse button wasn't working, so I figured something was wrong with it. It wasn't reaching the signal wasn't reaching behind the iMac. So hopefully it's not a trackball problem. Hopefully it was just the wireless. I haven't had any problems with this one so far. And we see this little spot right here. We'll pull that up here. Get this red spot right here. Pull that right there. There's some darker spots right here. Let me back that up. There you go. And I'm going to zoom in again. Remember, Control or Command plus zooms you in. Then use the hand tool or press space bar to pull the picture where I want it. Now you can see some discoloration right here. I don't like that, so we're going to get rid of that. And there's a spot right here. Pull that right there. Another darker spot right here. Pull that right there. Get rid of this. Pull that right there. Pull that right here. And there. And that's done. There we go. I think my dog's crying outside my office door. He just wants to come in here and snore some more. Alright, let's work our way up to the nose here. You can see some more spots, some darker spots right here. In fact, I'm going to zoom in a little bit. Hit that one more time. And then you can see these dark spots right here. we'll take care of those because they won't allow for us to have such a smooth skin up here if we let it go. Now maybe I'll just get this whole section at once, or I may have to like get each little pixel that's dark by itself. Nope, it's working. So I'm going to pull all these together. There we go. Got that one too. Another little crease mark right there. And there's that little div right there. Pull that out there. Do it again. This spot right here. Looking pretty good. Now this spot right here, I must have missed this earlier, so we'll get that. That's why it's always good to go back over your spots again. Just make sure you got everything. Some discoloration over here. I must have missed this. Maybe I might not have been zoomed in enough over here earlier. So we'll just quickly grab this, and if I can just pull it over. Now it matches it more. See, there's like a pattern here with the pixels. I match that same pattern over here like that. Then my dog's barking at me because he wants to come in. If he barks again, I'll have to stop the video and go talk to him. He doesn't understand why he's being kicked out. He doesn't understand these snores. Alright, I didn't like how that happened. Let's do that one again. Let's pull that down here. That's much better. Alright, so you get a little pattern here. There are some darker pixels in here, but it matches the rest of the darker pixels. So we're going to let that go. As long as it makes a pattern, that means there will be some texture. Gives it a textured look to it. When we zoom out, it'll look nice, so that's what matters. Alright, so we got all that. We got above the lip. Well, let's get this spot right here. Alright, buddy. I'll come get you in a minute. Hold on. Hold on. Now he's crying. He's a baby. Yeah, he's spoiled. We know it. He thinks he's a real boy. And we got a cat who we had that was really young when we got it. And that cat now thinks she's a dog. She wrestles like a dog. She tries to jump like a dog, and she tries to jump on the counter, and she... Oh my lord, it's so funny. She face plants all the time when she jumps because she just tries to do it like the dog. And she's not a dog. But she doesn't get that part. Alright, we got this crease right here in the skin. We're going to let that go, like I said, until we get to the other ones. And let's get this cheek real quick. And this cheek right here. I'm going to fix this other stuff in a minute. I'm going to blend it in a little better because we don't want it to be blurry. We want it to be nice and smooth. Get rid of that spot, And see, there's some light coming through her hair here that's making the skin look a little different, so we'll take care of that too. Alright, yeah. It's pretty crazy. I've been watching this documentaries on motorcycle clubs, motorcycle gangs, however you want to call them. And it's pretty crazy. Like, I love that show, Sons of Anarchy. I watch it, it's like one of my favorite shows. I watched it from the beginning till now. I really didn't like the way the season ended and really upset about it, but I think that was a season ending, right? They closed it out before Christmas. I thought they kept going through February, but maybe not this year. I don't want to give you any spoilers, but it really irritated me. Anyways, to watch the way the real motorcycle gangs, motorcycle clubs, MCs, whatever you want to call them, operate, it's not as glamorous as Hollywood makes it out to be, and that's pretty scary, you know. You know, to be on their bad side is not a good thing. I had a good friend of mine that was he's kind of like a dad to me. He's passed on now, but he was he rode with an MC, and he was he's a pretty badass dude. And he got saved and became a prison minister, and the guys totally respected him for it because of his background, you know. And he had a great demeanor about him, and he had a great way of reaching people. It was really cool. One of my favorite people in the world. And he died a few years back. But I think about him every time I see a Harley. Alright, so I've moved down to the lower part of the face, down around here, and get all these spots here. Now you got this crease right here in the skin. I'm going to go ahead and take care of that now rather than later with the other ones, because we don't want it in there. It's extra and we don't need it. It's not going to change the way the skin looks or take away from her pretty smile. So hold on, buddy. I'm going to come out there in a minute. Let me just finish this part. Okay? I know. I hear you out there groaning and grunting and being upset. Let me just finish this chin and I'll come get you, okay? Hold on. See, you can, I like pulling it to the smoothest area you can find, but sometimes you can't find it. A smooth area until you make one. So you just have to, work small until you get that smooth area. Now I've got a smooth area, so I can take this spot right here and pull it over to my smooth area. It does fine. Alright, I'm coming to get you. Actually, I got quite a bit more. Hold on, buddy. I'll come get you. Let's zoom out for a second and see how it looks. Remember, Control or Command. Command minus zooms out, Control plus zooms in. We're looking a lot better. Let's get it centered here with the hand tool, or press the space bar. Still got this one spot right here I missed earlier. Let me get that now. We'll come back and fix that. Alright, let's do a little comparison thing again. Big difference, look at that. Huge difference. Really big difference. See that? Now, I do like to do that because it gives me a reference to how I'm doing, and also gives me a feedback as to what else needs to be done. I see a couple more spots here that when I click this on and off sticks out to me. See it? And then this spot right here where she was probably wearing sunglasses made a little dimple. So we'll need to get rid of those. In fact, let's just do that right now. Grab this right here. Pull up the soft spot. It's gone, see that? And we'll take this. Took too much, so how do you take less? Remember, you use the Alt button. Just like in Select, you can take less of it. If you need to take more, Shift button. See a little plus sign right there? It means you add more to it. And that spot's gone. Now it looks a lot better. We'll do it again, ready? Yeah, see how much better that looks? A lot better. I see another spot right here I need to get rid of. That's perfect. Looks a lot better, doesn't it? Yeah, I'm really happy with that. Alright, so let's keep working on that. Let's come back to the chin. We'll zoom in. Zoom again is the Z button. You can press the Alt button if you want to zoom back out one spot. I'm just going to stay right there for a minute. Let me get this. Let me let my dog in. He wants to sleep on my lap. Hopefully he won't snore again. Alright, we're back. Me and Bubba. Come on. You ready? Come on, handsome. Let's go, handsome Jones. Are we still recording this whole time? Oh, lordy. Lay down, buddy. Stop snorting. Alright. So let's get some more of this stuff done. Where's Jay? Press J. You gonna help me, buddy? Alright. Take that. No, you're not helping. You're making me do a terrible job here. Can you lay down? There you go. Looking for a smooth spot to work with over here. Alright, so I'm going to start over here and work my way to the right. Take a drink here. Take a look at this. I see a blemish right here. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of that too. Actually, I'm going to zoom in first. Let's go ahead and get rid of these two spots. Press J. Oh Lord, he's gonna snore now. Buddy, stop snoring. And get this dark. Get rid of this dark spot too. It was a reflection. Not to be gross, maybe get a spit bubble on her gum, reflecting the light. Alright, looks a lot better, huh? And we can do some more fixing of that when we get to the teeth and gums. Yeah, it looks a lot better. Alright. Let's get these spots over here and then we're gonna take care of the wrinkles. Dude, seriously. You're not helping me with the snoring at all. Alright, where's Jay? So right now I'm in the office and I got all the lights off except for the keyboard monitor, and just see better with it, and there's no reflection on the screen. And so I got this nice keyboard. I did an unboxing and a reveal of video of this keyboard, and it's so awesome. I love it. It's the Logitech K800 wireless and illuminated keyboard. So like right now, I'd be, I got one hand over here. For my left hand is free, and I usually have it positioned over where the control button, command button is, and the space bar, so that I can quickly access it. So you just got that one hand free, but then you want to, say you need to press the J button. You can't see the keyboard in the dark. So I got this illuminated keyboard that if you just touch the keys or wave your hand over it and the keys light up. I love it. Helps me out a lot. I highly recommend that keyboard. And no, they're not paying me to say that. Let's keep working here. Looking a lot better. I'll get rid of some of these extra highlights over in this lip area. And at least you're smelling a little quieter this time, buddy. Is it past your bedtime? Huh? He's ready for bed. Because Mama usually takes him to bed by now, so. And she's doing homework for school. So he knows I'm in here working and I have a free lap. So rather than just go crawl in his doggy bed like he should, like a normal dog would, he's like, I'm a real boy. I'm gonna be with my parents. So he's gotta come over here and get in my lap and snore while I'm trying to make this tutorial. Yeah, I'm talking about you, dude. Yeah, can't get this spot too. Spot. I should just let you guys think that it was me snoring, but I'm so good at this that I do it in my sleep. Just get quiet. I'll just sit here and work quietly and just hear snoring, and I can do it while I'm in my sleep because I've been doing these retouches so much. Whatever. You know you thought it was funny, Kipper. Alright, let's keep working. I'm about ready to wrap this up here. The skin part, oh, there's a whole lot more there. I spoke too soon. Yeah, no offense, but I usually ask my clients to do their makeovers on days that they're not having problems with their hormones, especially with the females. Teenagers, they get that cycle in the month where their hormones just make them break out. It makes our job a lot tougher to retouch them. Which is fine. It just takes more time. You get to account for that in your fees. You know, if you're going to spend all that time doing retouches, you know, that's valuable time. That's your money. You know, that you're spending. That you could be doing other stuff. You know, you could be doing other pictures for the clients, but you're stuck doing all of these retouches because, you know, you didn't wait a week or two to do her photo shoot when you should have. Now, of course, you're going to do some no matter what. Nobody has perfect skin all the time. Well, it's very rare. But you just make your life a lot easier if you give out when they ask you for a price list, I'll usually have it in the preparation page, what to bring. It'll say something on there about making sure that you're not. That was a big one there. In the middle of your cycle when you're going to be hormonal and bloating, you know, that's usually an issue, and that's harder to get rid of. And women are usually really concerned about that in photos. So bloating and acne. It's the #1 complaint I hear from women when they're on their cycle and they're taking pictures. So just have a little something in there that says plan your photo shoot around that time. But if you can't, you can't. You gotta make it work. And there's always ways to work around this stuff. We're doing it right now. We're almost done. Yeah, almost done. and Kipper snoring louder. Maybe my talking puts him to sleep. Puts him into a deeper sleep. I don't know what that sound was, but hope that wasn't on my recording. Man, I don't know if you can hear the wind outside, but it's crazy windy. Just got back from the gym, and man, our Jeep was getting blown all over the road as we were driving. Certainly don't remember being this windy last year. Sounds like there's a tornado out there right now, actually. This spot right here too is kind of big. Alright, I think I pretty much got the skin taken care of. Let's control or command minus to zoom back out. Now we're going to take care of all these wrinkles and such, and we're going to get rid of this. We're giving her like a double chin over here, and we're going to get rid of this and smooth that out so it makes her face not look so like she's got a double chin over there. We'll get rid of these wrinkles down here too, and then we'll get rid of these wrinkles around her eye over here too. And there's still a lot more to do, but let me zoom out one more time. Command or Control minus. And if I show you the before and after again, big difference, right? Huge difference. A lot of clients will just be happy with that, but we're going to take a couple steps more to make it even look more professional. Big difference, right? Alright. I'm going to save our work. Command S. Hopefully you've been saving as you go. There's a lot of work to for your system to crash or for the power to go out if you did not have that saved.